Marissa Carter was the kind of temp no one noticed, at least that's what she thought. When she walked into Stratton and Chase's shiny, corporate headquarters, she looked just like every other temporary worker. Nervous, overqualified, underpaid, and eager to fit in. Her shoes were worn, and her blouse wasn't the latest fashion, but none of that mattered. Marissa was here for one reason: to gather information. Stratton and Chase had just lost one of their best employees, Clara, who had slipped on a marble floor and broken her ankle. It was a fluke accident, and Marissa was called in immediately to take her place. She had no intention of staying long, just long enough to get what she came for. Little did anyone know, Marissa wasn't just another temp. She was quietly observing, calculating, and in a matter of days, she would uncover secrets that could bring down the most powerful men at the company. By week 2, Marissa had successfully become invisible, her quiet demeanor working to her advantage. She overheard whispers every time she passed by the water cooler or the break room. Conversations about corporate scandals, secret affairs, and plans for promotions floated through the office like a toxic cloud. No one suspected her of anything. Everyone at Stratton and Chase had their own agenda, and Marissa was learning every single one of them. But one man stood out: Jared Baines, the company's chief operations officer. Jared was sharp, charismatic, and had a reputation for ruthless efficiency. He'd built his empire by burying anyone who got in his way. Marissa knew him better than anyone else. Jared wasn't just the COO. He was the man who destroyed her sister's life years ago. Marissa wasn't content with just hearing rumors. She needed proof. Her quiet investigation led her to an old supply closet, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the building. That's when she found something. A sticky note, yellowing with age and stuck under a shelf, hidden from sight, contained a single sentence. "Look under the 6th tile, 2nd stall, ladies' bathroom, 28th floor." She couldn't resist. On a slow Tuesday, Marissa slipped away from her cubicle, locked the bathroom stall door behind her, and pressed the 6th tile. It gave way, revealing a flash drive. She took it back to her desk, plugged it into her laptop, and what she found shocked her. It was a folder labeled Monarch. Inside were confidential documents detailing the crimes and betrayals of the company's upper echelon. And at the center of it all, Jared Baines. The quarterly pitch presentation was one of Stratton and Chase's most critical events, attended by investors, clients, and the press. Jared was set to deliver the keynote address, and everyone was expecting a flawless performance. But Marissa had other plans. She had subtly altered one slide. Nothing big, just a tiny mistake that could throw off Jared's entire presentation. It was a small error, but in a company like this, even the tiniest mistake was a death sentence. When Jared hit slide 14, the room fell into a stunned silence. It was just a simple mistake, but it was enough to shake his confidence. And with that, the room began to notice cracks in his perfectly polished reputation. Marissa was already ahead of the game. She downloaded everything from the Monarch folder, piecing together emails, encrypted communications, and fake names. It took her days to decrypt them, but when she did, the truth was undeniable. Inside, she found documents that made her blood run cold. Employees forced out under false pretenses, secret bank transfers to offshore accounts, NDAs signed under duress, and a report detailing a fatal overdose that had been covered up. The victim? Clarissa Vaughn, her sister. On Friday evening, Marissa placed a printed copy of the overdose report on Jared's desk and signed. She didn't need to make a grand gesture. Jared knew exactly who had sent it. When Monday rolled around, the office buzzed with whispers. Jared walked past Marissa's cubicle, slower than usual. No smile, no words, just a nod. The tension was palpable. Just as Marissa thought she might be getting closer to her goal, a mysterious woman appeared in the office. She wore a crimson suit and had an air of power about her that sent a shiver down Marissa's spine. She introduced herself as Delilah Crane, the founder and silent chair of the board at Stratton and Chase. Marissa had heard rumors about her, how Delilah had never set foot in the company for over a decade. But now she was here and she was looking for someone to help take down Jared. Delilah led Marissa through a hidden hallway, past a service entrance, and into a maintenance area. At the back of the building, behind a locked door that required a retina scan, was an elevator that took them to a secret floor. Inside, the penthouse office was unlike anything Marissa had ever seen. Luxurious, sleek, and cold. Delilah slid a folder across the table to her, with a label reading, Operation Glass Veil. Marissa was shocked to learn that Delilah was offering her the position of interim CEO, using Marissa's knowledge and skills to bring down Jared and take control of the company. Months later, Stratton Chase had a new CEO, and Marissa was still watching from the shadows. She had infiltrated the company's power structure, using her position to slowly expose Jared's misdeeds and take down everyone who had betrayed her sister. But she wasn't done yet. Her op-ed, published anonymously in the Wall Street Journal, sent a shockwave through the corporate world. It was clear Marissa Carter was still watching. Marissa had started as a temporary worker, a nobody in a crowded office. But now she controlled the company. Jared Baines was gone, and Stratton Chase was being rebuilt from the ground up. She knew what it took to succeed in this world. Patience, precision, and the willingness to watch, wait, and listen. For Marissa, the game was far from over. Her rise to power wasn't a story of revenge. It was a story of survival. And she wasn't done yet. Detective female sign if this story moved you. Imagine what's coming next. Backhand index pointing right like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to hit subscribe to Cold Case Chronicles, where every case is colder than the last. Until we crack it.